Our speaker today is a Marine, Native American. He flew 110 missions and F-4 Phantoms over Vietnam. We'll introduce Captain Ed here.
A little bit younger than you, but I was in Korea. I was barely 18 when I was in Korea, so as a Vietnam vet, I was 32 when I was flying the Phantom, VMFA 115 out of Chulat. And I had an uninteresting career. My first 2 years in the Marine Corps, I was just a little Indian kid that went to boot camp. And fortunate that I played sports, and my sports friends coerced me into going in the Marine Corps. I had absolutely no future in Rapid City, South Dakota. My folks were Indian. They did not know how to drive a car. They could not tell me about college. All they thought was get a job, work. I had 4 brothers in combat in World War II. They were my heroes. I had a real hero Marine on Tarawa, and I always looked up to him. And I think that's the reason I joined the Marine Corps, because I idolized him. I had a 5th brother that got hurt in training, so we would have had 5 in. All saw combat, and all came back. We had a reservation ranch. World War II came. The Air Force make a bombing range on the northern end of the Pine Ridge Reservation south of Rapid City, and they said, you have 30 days to get out of here. And we were so patriotic back then. All those Indians, there wasn't that many along their northern border raising cattle. Just coming off the cold there. And we were patriotic. We were so proud that our land was going to fight the Japs and fight the Germans. We didn't even think. And they said, you're going to have to move to Rapid City. We need workers. All the young guys just volunteered in service. And so my dad was in his 40s, too old to fight in the war. He became from a rancher to a mud mixer for cement. Happy, proud. They put up Indian tents. They put tents, old grandmother cavalry tents up down in Launder Creek. This is war. This is emergency. And I got to go to grade school, same type of school that you got to go to. I did not have to go to the boarding school. The boarding school was a terrible place to go. It did not prepare you for life. The religious pretty well took over the boarding schools, and they had to give you Jesus, Jesus. 5 o'clock in the morning you were up, at 6 o'clock, Jesus Mass, every morning. Well, there's job applications, I never seen one that said anything about Jesus. Totally unprepared for academics. All my brothers and sisters, none of them walked into college. Boarding school. That's why I'm really death on your Michelle Bachmann, who wants to alter or change the freedom of religion clause. I mean, the church-state separation clause. I think any religion that takes over a country, you're doomed. You just are not looking at history. We suffered because of that. We were totally unprepared. I'm the only one to walk into a college, let alone have a law degree. I was a smart little guy. I skipped a grade. My teachers had a little special table for me because I was bored with all the rest of the work. Fortunately, in my senior year, I had a real bright buddy. We had both skipped a grade. He was a Finnish kid, big guy, and all he wanted to do was be a professional ball player. And he did. He wound up playing for the Baltimore Colts. He came into the dugout, and we were handicapped. When you're set back a year, I set ahead a year, physically you're smaller, you're not as adept, but we still made varsity. He had hired the best guys on the Legion team. He said, you want to change your life? He said, let's go in the Marines. It's the best thing I ever did. Went in the Marine Corps for 2 years, welder, GI Bill, came out, went to college, never owed a dime when I graduated from St. John's University. I always had a job. I was a high steel beam welder. I was always, people can't do it. You can't drop that hood way up there 50, 100 feet. people get paralyzed. If you get used to it, you always get a job. You always climb, you can always connect steel. So I had a good job, St. John's University Church, last 2 years, put me through college. And I went back in the Marine Corps. Now I was a second lieutenant. And I have an agreement, you get me in flight school, I'll sign up. They say, you get your OCS, we'll sign you up. They check my eyes, there's reflexes, you gotta have reflexes. So I had no problem with OCS. We were about 3 vets in there. And one third day, the DI threw a book at me and says, Chief, read that book, M14. You're going to teach class Wednesday. We're short on DIs. I said, sir, I'm M1. And we played with our M1s in Korea. There was this one big side of the hill just loaded with white rocks. And every time you hit one, it would splatter. And we'd be out there what few days we had off, blasting away at our rocks, and we became real good shots. I got an M1 to this day. I take it down the reservation and I shoot with it. Nostalgia. The damn thing cost me $1,000. Anyway, I went in flight school and I wound up going to choppers because I went down, there was 0 hours, which was pretty stupid. And so I wound up in H-34s. I loved them. They were great safe machine. Exhaust an engine, pop it into the cornfield, just auto-rotate down. And mid-air almost, and I wound up crashing and stopping in front of Dawson's Motel at nighttime. And no pilot there, but I was ducking this other guy. My blades are about that far apart from Dawson's Motel sign. The crew chief said, Lieutenant, you're okay, you busted the back end of the blade, but you can set it down. They have a long wire that your intercom. So I dropped down the blades, shut her down, walked in, my helmet was still on. They thought I was a flying saucer guy. Scared the hell out of me. So that was my only big excitement in choppers for 2,000 hours. Went into the grunts, and in the Marine Corps, if you have an older colonel above you, way up there, and he's got a nice eye on you, they got their eye on certain lieutenants. Will this guy make a good higher officer? And if they do, they shape your career. They call them rabbis. It's just a Marine Corps term. He's got a rabbi. And I had a rabbi. And the rabbi took me from choppers and put me on into a year with the grunts, 6th Marine. They wear a pogie robe. They're tougher than hell. They stay up night and day. I stayed up night and day. I learned how to handle a sword. I had Korean ribbons. I was happy, first lieutenant. And lo and behold, at the end of my year, because I stayed up night and day, never complained, never cried, which they told me, Chief, you're one of the few lieutenants come over here, and you didn't cry your eyes out about having a grunt tour. We're going to make an example out of you. You put down jets, we're going to see if you get them. I couldn't believe it. Chopper driver going to jets, and they had Phantoms up there. And oh, did I want to fly that Phantom. Oh, God, that would be better than the best-looking girlfriend. Kissing you right on your forehead. I got up there, and the rabbi put me in a maintenance squadron, T1A, 100 hours. And then the colonel liked me. I was in shape, I could run. He said, Chief, you're going to be my training officer. I'm getting a Phantom squadron. Woo! They put me in F9s for 200 hours, checked into a Phantom squadron. Colonel Cloud was in there. He said, Monday, I checked in. He says, there's a bird out there. It's yours. Gave me the number. He says, I want you to see you living in it. Don't touch the afterburners. Don't leave the ground. We'll let you do that Friday. I lived in that baby. They have a little mock-up that you fly. I knew it by heart. Here I was taxiing around on the taxiways. I'd get out on the runway when the other birds were running. I'd run it out on the runway, never touch the burners. And lo and behold, Friday, Des Gilliard gets in the front seat, takes me up for a ride. Thrill! It's just a big truck. And then I got in the front seat, and I've been there all week. You just did it by road. It took off, and it takes off. You just stick the stick back in your gut. It's in full burner. You go up, you pull up, and you run her up 100%, but you got your feet on your brakes. It's not going to go anywhere. 100%. It's like a Brahma bull. I sat on a Brahma bull stupidly in damn rodeo, which I never did it. And they just sink down. They just sink down. And they bang you up against the chute. They don't hurt you. Because your legs sink, it's like being on a grizzly bear. Your legs sink right into it. They can't hurt you. Just like a big mattress. And this one had a sore head. Then boom, out you come and bing, you're on about 4 seconds and you're done. So it's the same thing. You just, when it punches down at 100%, you can hear it. It's ready to go. You release the brake, it doesn't leap out like a Brahma. It just slowly starts out. I mean, you can outrun it for up here to the table over there. Yeah, you're not going to outrun it after that, though. And then as the baby starts moving, and when you get moving enough, whoa, out you go with your burners. Whoa, 2 big J79s, 17,500 pounds of thrust times 2. Ooh, you are moving. And that, there's a thrill. Boom, up we go, drop the further flaps in, and all this and that. Pick it up, full flight it, and that's just simple. You're doing it before. And go into acrobatics. It's just a lot of planes will do just a small loop because they're little. But that Phantom, whoa, you have a great big monster loop, but a loop's a loop's a loop. And when you're going real fast, you can take it and just go, and it spins. And you don't even lose any altitude. Most of your civilian planes, that you have to drop your nose, come down, pick up some speed, then bring it up, and then do a roll. And it'll still want to dip on it, but not a Phantom. I'd have 12 500-pound bombs on it just for the hell of it. Be going up north, just spin it a couple times with 500-pound bombs on it. It's just 2 great big wing tanks. I think they're 450 gallons apiece. You were nothing but a big flying fuel barn. Your fuselage was all fuel, kerosene. I can't remember JP4, JP5. That last talk I gave about 5 years ago, I was studying an F-4 manual to try to remember what the hell was it, you know. But I said, the hell with it, I'm not studying no F-4 manual, I'm just going to get talking. So anyway, it was great. Yes, and shoots and touch and goes, came back in, boop, boop, boop. He said, okay, we're it on. He said, make sure you pull your chute. So I dropped it on, I pull my chute, whoop, the big chute comes out the back, and you land. And you, at the end of the runway, you pull off, and there's always the people down there, and then you cut your chute, your chute drops off back in. Then you taxi on back, go into fuel revetments, refuel, walk into the ready room, and he walked up to the McGaa, Captain McGaa then, Captain McGaa, and he put a big up in chalk. I became a white man overnight. I was a white man. That was the biggest thrill of my life. Flying that damn Phantom. That was just, I love it. You'll never find a Phantom pilot that will badmouth the bird. Never. I caught one imposter. We've all known about imposters. I caught that son of a gun. I won't swear. He was BSing in a bar. And I was down in Florida because I played this pickleball. I was down there for about 2-3 months. I won 2 gold medals in a row now in the Mankato Games. And I was down in, and there was a chief, there's a Phantom pilot. So I met the Phantom pilot. We talked. I believed him. He was Air Force. He had flown B-52s too. Long story short, he flew the Phantom, a bunch of missions, Vietnam. And I said, you know what? Oh, I said, what do you think of that Phantom? Isn't that a great bird? And he looked at me and he said, it's a piece of poop. Except he didn't say it. I mean, that's like calling your best girlfriend a bad, you know, she's ugly or whatever. He's a thief or whatever. And, well, that, you know, he must have bad luck with stuff with him, you know. I just kept on going. And my friend Bob, Navy driver, had flown a bunch of missions. He was over there talking to the couple. And I said, well, you know, there's one plane I always wished I could have flown. I never had a chance to fly it. And that was the A-4. It's a little tinker toy. It's just nimble. It was a great plane. I got a taxi one time. I talked to squadron, let me just taxi that little thing. It's okay, Chief. So they put me in it. And you can do anything you want when you're in combat. We had an A-4 squadron next to us. So anyway, I said, I always wish I could have flown an A-4. He says, I've got a couple hundred hours in it. Probably 20, 30 missions. I said, wait now. I said, Your Air Force? Yes. That's a Navy plane. It's a Marine plane only. Well, I had special orders. I caught him. I'll make the icing on the cake a little bit. Bob, get over here. Bob's the type of guy who will punch you out. I don't. I'm not a big fighter. But he was. He came up. This guy's an F-4 driver, and he's flown the A4, and he's Air Force. What? He almost punched him right there. How you do that? I said, hold on, man. Settle down, my friend. I said, you know, there's one other bird I want to really catch this guy. There's one bird over there, the best of all, for close air support. That's dropping in tight. You can't do it in A6 because your pilots are sitting side by side. You're blind on one side. You can't fly close air support if you're blind on one side. You got life and death down there. You got your own troops. You don't do that. You have complete vision, cockpit vision like an F-4 or an A-4. And you got to know what, you don't drop that first pass. You don't drop the second pass. You got to know where they are at. And so I said, the best plane over there, I never got a chance to fly that. Did you fly that one? What runs that? I said, the A6, and 22 500-pound bombs. It was a good bird, but it had no burners, but no visibility. And he said, well, I've got a couple hundred hours in that, and I think I got 20, 30 missions too. My friend Bob grabbed him. He said, you lying, He said, there's a big alligator out there. And there was. We had gotten semi-drunk about a week before. We're at a big resort, and you got these little carts to drive. You can't put you in jail. And we go over there and have some brews, and we're hitting pickleball. That's all we're doing. We're not hurting anybody. And there's a big alligator. We bought a great big turkey, and we threw it into it. Frozen and all. Boy, that alligator came up, and it disappeared. Anyway, so we're going to feed you to the alligator. Well, would you believe me? The guy, he told his lies so much he couldn't change. He says, if I went back to my place and brought you my DD 214, that's what you get out, and it tells you what the hell you did. And I said, yeah, go ahead and do it. He went back in his car, came back, had a brand new, no carbon top copied, computer copied, black DD 214. When we all got out, you can't read ours. They're the color of your hair. Yeah, the print has turned from black to kind of a reddish like your hair. You barely read them. We caught him. Bob says, I've given you 30 seconds to get out of here. Never come back. Because if you do, I'm going to punch you out. And I'm going to punch you out in 31 seconds. The guy left and never came back. We caught him. And I don't like imposters. You fought for that. You don't want nobody imposter that you flew this or the B-24. One thing I've always heard about this, and I'll get on my little spiel. My brother-in-law got shot down on a B-24 out of England, and he said we were coming back before they got shot down. POW. He married my sister later. We were flying crippled, one engine out, and all bare they had to come back. And there was a gang of Messerschmitts. Boom, 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 boom. You know how they stack up. And, you know, they got to do it. It's their job. And they were about ready to roll in. He says, then come off to our left. They were on the right. Here comes an airplane. He said, oh, Christ, it's another Messerschmitt. Join up, you know, batten up. Or maybe it's a Focke-Wulf. And it was just barrel coming to a spec guy bigger, P-51. It came in front of him like that, and it went right at the gang of Messerschmitts. Boom, broke them up. And he must have got, I think he got one of them down, just firing off. And there's a tremendous dogfight. He probably got killed. So I've got a picture here by Noel Dunn of my family. And I'm going to ask Noel I'm going to commission him to paint that picture of that scene. Because, and it's kind of like this here. Were you guys B-24s then, 17s, or just 7? Which one? Both? Both, okay. So then this scene here is probably, you know, apropos.
And we got Navy guys.
He went?
Navy.
Oh, he's Navy, but yeah. But the 8th Air Force, was he in the 8th Air Force too? Because, you know, sometimes we had a few Air Force pilots that come into flew with us Marines. They were on some kind of a duty deal. We even had one British pilot too. Yeah, he had a neat looking uniform. Okay, let me get back. See, I don't want to go over here. got about, look like 10 minutes or so. I'll just briefly tell you about, and then afterwards you can see pictures of the family and stuff like that. But I had a SAM missile fired at me, and it went right on by me. So that was kind of scary. My RIO saw it. And he said, God, he said, Dad, he said, Jimmy Chief, the damn thing went right by me. He said, I could see CCP written all over it. And this is a kid who made this Phantom for me on Facebook. He just said, I said, well, God, why do you want to do that? He said, I just want to do something for pilots, or you guys. Isn't it a beautiful job? Red, white, black, and yellow is for the Indians, we call medicine. Kind of like you guys got crosses. And so, if I get time, I'll show that. Well, they will go through it. And here's no really, first run combat picture. But so anyhow, the missile went by me, and that extremely close call. So about a week or two later, we're up there again, up in the Finger Lakes area. Fritz Henner was my section leader, and he's got nape, and I've got 12 500-pounders. And one nice thing about the Phantom is that it has so much power that when your troops are here, and you always bomb, you never bomb from enemy to troops. You kill your troops. You go up from troops to enemy. And we have the snake eye bomb. Woo! The umbrella comes out, and it kind of looks like it drops straight down. But you're doing about 400, 450, 500. But it still looks like in a movie of it, just like straight down. And it's pretty much like that. Then it comes out, and you get away. If you dropped at 500 feet or treetop level and dropped a 500-pounder, just one, it'll blow your tail off. So you got to have this umbrella snake eye. So it's very accurate. That's how we bombed a lot, with the snake eye, napalm included. So we were heading north. 2 A6s are patrolling, trying to warn us. One usually never goes in a turn because the Russian crews down below are teaching them. This is 67. They're teaching the Vietnamese how to fire that SAM. So we got a late warning, and they were already en route. We both did split S's. We did a split S and dropped because they're aiming there, and we don't want to go there. We want to change. They have fins on the back, and they can alter their direction, but not too much, otherwise they'll tumble. Whoa, one went after Fritz, and thank God didn't. He said, just like you see a couple weeks ago, he said, I can see the damn numbers on it. And one fired lead on him, and went off late. One got me as I was upside down. I reached for the ejection harness, and I was over Viet Cong country, NVA country, and I couldn't move my hands. And that was an inverted spin, I was done. And just the river down below was like a ribbon. I went into shock, and I said, oh, what a beautiful ribbon, a white ribbon. Stupid, but it's shock. And and I stepped on the opposite rudder to the spin, and the Phantom came out. It came out. Whew. I had only one engine. Vacuum knocked out the engine. The other one, we had two, J79. Streaked over South China. He didn't know it, because I'm about 20 grand, dropping down through 10. You can imagine the speed I picked up with two afterburners and then even one afterburner. I must have been doing 1,000 miles an hour. And I've got 12 500-pound bombs on it. That's how strong the Phantom is. And two big wing tanks. Whew. And not wing tanks, but external tanks underneath the wing. And so I got out of South China Sea, and I pulled my throttle back, and that's when I realized I had only one engine. If you pull throttle back on only one engine, you're going to lurch forward. And that very moment, Fritz came over the air. Chief, where you at? Feet wet. I got him back. I got him spotted. Come on back. It's the only thing in Marines, you obey orders. I didn't even think. You're not supposed to relay the engine knocked out. It's against the rules. I relit the engine. TPT, fuel pressure, peg, hoop, came back left, everything, punch warning, like, honk that baby around. Hit burner, boom. What rate are you on? Well, you don't say rate, where you at? And he gives you 135 and 20 or whatever hell altitude or radial off of the way attack is. Boom, I bump right there. I head up and I see a speck in a left-hand turn. He left-hand turn and he didn't even answer. He's got to catch that wisp coming out of that SAM missile. It's like a phantom. We leave a lot of black smoke. And it's pointing right where it's at. If there's wind or drift, it's going to take away where it's at. And so he heads right on down there, and I get plenty of distance, and I'm watching him dance across the flat land, going on up into the Rhine, into the Piedmont, up into you see the jungle and the mountains. It's the narrow country, Vietnam. And I'm all of a sudden, he's real low. Balls of flames spring out from underneath him. He drops 3 to 4 napalm. He bends it around to try to see. We have rear view mirrors, but we like to see a little better by bending it around. He starts cussing. I'm 200 long, Chief. So I come in 2 football fields, reach my dog home, set it all set, 6 500-pounders, come right across, low. I could see the machinery down below, trucks, the launch site, all that. And I no more and dropped, and it's going to be within seconds that it's going to explode. He starts cheering and yelling. I got a direct hit. He comes on in and sends a phantom through the jungle. I came on off the side anywhere, hoping there's some trucks down there, some more Russians. We joined up and went back. That was a close call, SAM missile. So that's what we have to face. The hell I do with my watch? Here it is. I got about 5 more minutes. And a quick one on a 5 mission, which is impossible. It's never done. I don't know if anybody did it, but Major Duffy and I did it. We're on hot pad. You're ready to go. Ejection chute harness on, all that. Phantom up there, hooked up, not started. Ladder down, cockpit open, phone rings, pilot runs for the bird. Up in the Phantom, quick start. Taxiing out, RAO hops in the back seat, shroom. He got the directions. He's taking the phone. Marines are getting killed. Airborne are getting killed. Somebody's getting killed. There, now, quick. Boom, out you go. And there was 2 choppers down. 2 H-46s. They're loaded with Marines, probably 40 some each. 1 got captured, murdered in the Highlands. At the time, when we were fighting, for the first 4 missions, they were still there. And A4 down, a SPAD, 80 SPAD, prop SPAD, a Huey. And the pilots we understood from our squadron commander, we come back and tell him, you got about 12 minutes. And he's telling you what the hell's going on, because they're talking to him on radio. Boom, 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 daytime, we're back out there, loaded up. 4th mission, now it's getting dark. I'm done. I've flown 3 missions, I don't have to fly this anymore. Somebody else is gonna get killed besides me, not me. And the squadron commander standing in the revetment with the flight surgeon. He comes over, punches my ladder. I have it on idle, they go like that, refuel, reload. I said, the poor son of a gun getting this plane, he's gonna get killed, there's a bomb under flares. That's dangerous. It's worse than a carrot bag at nighttime. And the skipper says, Chief, how are you feeling? I'm tired, Skipper, I'm tired. Yeah, I know you are, but Marines are getting killed up there. Yeah, I know, Skipper, I know, it doesn't look good. This is the NB, that battalion is closing in, and we're doing what the hell we can. You gotta go back out there. Can you do it? And the flight surgeon says, how are you? And I know that flight surgeon because I had crashed a Phantom and he'd given me booze when they put me in sick bay, and I was in shock, and they had me flying back that afternoon. They give you medical alcohol, and you can cut it with orange juice, pineapple, or apple. They open the refrigerator, or you get your choice. Marines are different. And this was skipper, I got no choice. That's what I'm here for. I knew you'd say that. And he says, go get him. The skipper, can I have a shot of booze? And I pointed to the flight surgeon, and he gave me the idea because he had given me booze before. When I get back and have a shot of booze, waiting a good strong one, you damn right, Chief, we'll have a whole goddamn bunch of it for you. They had a big canteen cup, them curved ones like even you guys had. They still had them. Of course, Marine Corps, we get cast off equipment from the Army. And I went out, flew with Major Duffy. You don't join up like in the movies. You go out together, and then you don't ever fly together again. One's got Navy, he's gonna come back sooner, and then he's gonna go back out with 500 pounders, and you come back and load up the Navy. And so you always got one in the pattern. But I just occasionally would see him on the way in or out of the car. And he hadn't gone back out. So, anyway, I was tired as all hell. But the adrenaline comes back in, just like playing pickleball. I'm not 77 years old when I stepped on that court. I was playing this morning. I can move like a cat, I can spin, I can hit a ball. But I'm damn lucky to do it here. On that court, you get adrenaline. Flying that plane, you still get adrenaline. I came back. My goal was to have that booze. I wanted that booze. I wanted it worse than anything in the world. Medical alcohol. I said, he knows what you can't drink straight. And there it was waiting. I said, oh, I'm going to have a damn drink. I told the RO, man, I can't wait. I'm going to sleep forever. Skipper came up. Chief, they got the other chopper. We're going to lose the other one. You got to go back out. Can you do it? Holy Christ. Skipper, can I have just a taste of that booze? You can have it all. I sat in my cockpit, sitting in my cockpit, drinking booze in front of my skipper. You don't ever drink and fly, but we do in combat. It was pipe by the sailormen, Finnick, Shazam, Captain Marvel. Wow, I was drunk when I got down the taxiway. We come in and out in 12 minutes. That's how fast we turn around. I was dead drunk, but I was happy. It's more fun flying a Phantom being about half shot, I'll tell you. I hit them babies, roared out there, hit for that glow in the Highlands, came on in, and we got the chopper out. We had lost one more gunship, but we got them out. And I got a DFC up here. But it was never awarded to me, but I'll tell you, I'll kill anybody who tries to take it off me. Major Duffy got a DFC. I was written up for a DFC, but I got out and I'd missed law school. 8 days out of the cockpit, I was sitting in law school. I got out. They forgot about me. But I saw my write-up. It was the same write-up as Major Duffy, who got killed about months later. T-28 ran into it. If I really wanted to go through the channels and I would trace his record, I don't have time for that. I know what I did. I was awarded it by my skipper. I don't care about the rules. It's right up here. There's one in the suit. There are 8 air medals. So that's my story, the 5 missions. I don't think anybody, of course, Duffy did it, but he's dead. But we're probably the only 2, and it's almost impossible to do. If you're up there 2 hours, maybe 2.5, you're making pass after pass, sometimes false pass. You're going to the limit of your fuel reserve and your timing, but you're coming back at 1,000 miles an hour. Because that's what's great about the Phantom. Boom! You can get back and reload. On the Navy, you can't do that. They got to take you down below and reload you. That's why we're always ashore, Marine Corps. Close air support. That is our baby. So that's about it. And, I don't like to overtalk. So anyhow, any questions? Yes, sir.
On the SAM, were those,
Talk loud. There's a lot for hearing.
the SAM, was that a heat seeker?
What do you say?
The SAM
The
missile?
SAM missile, was that a heat seeker?
No, they're radar guided.
They are radar. Okay.
Yeah, that's why they got fins on the back of them that are actually in control by the radar operator.
Okay.
A Sparrow is guided by the pilot. We had those too. And a Sidewinder, boom, is heat seeking. Sidewinders are smaller. Sparrows are a lot longer. The SAM missile is a telephone. It's a great big fat telephone pole. It is awesome. It knocked down a lot of pilots. The majority of your POWs in Hanoi Hilton were pilots. And that got, of course, weather got us. Mountains got us Marines. Mountains. Close air at night. And then these choppers were in the Highland Mountains. We're damn lucky Duffy and I didn't get killed. And there was a 37 raising hell with us, and we'd always come in and shoot duck below, and he couldn't train his guns on us. We figured out where that baby was at, and we hit it with 500 pounders of napalm, and it disappeared. So that was one smart thing that we did on those missions. Well, thanks a lot for having me here, and play pickleball, or if you're too old to play it, get your sons, because they're probably about my age. And it's the fastest growing sport in the nation. Thanks a lot.